Well, you've already learned a lot. You have all of the skills necessary to be able to make it through your first class, but there is really so much more that you can learn, that you can do, that we'll be practicing and working on. We want to make sure that you're started out and that you feel comfortable enough to be able to get through the first couple of classes. But we also want to show you some of the possibilities that are available within the online classroom, because we often hear from people that have never taught online before, I just don't see how it can be the same. I don't see how I can do some of the same things I've done with my students face to face. Well, I have been teaching online and virtually for over 15 years now, and I can tell you that I know my students as well as I did in the classroom, and I can do anything that I did with them in the classroom. It may look a little different, may require a little bit of practice on my part, but all of the same activities, all of the same interactions are available in the online classroom. So I want to give you just a little taste, a little glimpse at a couple of things that we'll be showing, a couple of things that will be required of you, and then I'm going to kind of show you an expand your imagination, and let's imagine the possibilities of what you can do with some time, some practice, some experience in the online classroom. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to look at next steps. Now it's very important that you know that as a new teacher, practice, practice, practice is the most important thing. And one of the things that we want is to go through one practice session. This is a required session that you'll be in with a group of other new teachers, and you'll all be practicing with each other in a supervised setting. So I'll be in there, I'll help you, I'll answer questions, I'll be able to support you through the process. It's very similar to the interview process in that you'll need to have a few slides and an activity to be able to practice on. But since there will be other people in the room, you'll have an opportunity to be able to practice on other people, turning permissions on and off, interacting with them on the whiteboard, interacting with polling or discussion questions. So what I need from you is to sign up for the new teacher practice session. There are currently 4 times available. The link is on the document that you'll have where it says sign up, and you click on that link and it'll bring you here. You must be signed in with your Landry Academy email for this to work. If you are not, if you're signed in with a personal email when you try and access the link, then it will not allow you to submit this form. So once you click on it, you'll either get an error message or you'll be able to log in. If you get an error message, then you need to make sure that you are trying to access it while logged in to your work email. Put in your first name and your last name, and then you will have one of 4 times to choose from. And these are the week of Monday, July 21st. There's some during the day, one in the evening, and there's even one on Saturday, so that we can try and accommodate and make sure that everyone is covered. So pick one of these times, the time that fits you best, and you are required to attend one of them. So pick the one that is the best time for you, select it, and then if you have any questions, concerns, anything else that you would like for me to cover during the Q&A or that you would like to see additional training on, please put that in here, and then you submit. And when that goes in, then you have a confirmation, and you submit the response, and it says thank you and we'll see you there. So this you need to be signed up for by July 16th so that we will have an idea of the number of groups that we'll have, and I can make sure that I don't need to do any shifting around. The sessions will run from 60 to 90 minutes. Plan on being there 90 minutes. We will try not to keep it that long, but depending on how many people are in there and how many questions there are, you can probably count on 60 to 90 minutes. Now, let's look at some of the things that we will be learning in upcoming training. That was actually the first training. Here we have the next batch of training that you'll actually get within the next couple of weeks. And all of these will be videos. We'll be going over app sharing, music and videos in class, breakout rooms, polling, in Haiku, how to use the Dropbox, how to use custom themes in ePortfolios and embedding videos, progress reports, all of these things there will be videos on. The same short videos, I try to keep them no longer than 10 minutes, that you will be able to watch and watch again if you need to, ask questions about, and continue to expand and prepare for teaching your class beyond the first class. Now, even beyond that, we will have some additional training. This is more selective. These may be a little bit longer once I get the breakdown done, but this is above and beyond. These are some skills that are more advanced, that require more experience, more practice, some things that we have learned are best practices. And so this will be something that you can look toward getting during faculty meetings and throughout the school year. And to give you a taste of some of the things that we might be learning, I'm going to show you some of the games and other activities that I've acquired over the years, and I'm going to go through these very, very quickly because it's really just to give you an idea of what's possible in Blackboard. You can actually group items together. Now remember, our pointer here allows you to move things around, but you can group items together so you can make objects that are a lot more complex. You can make algebra tiles, things like that. So we'll learn how to group and make those items. You can take screenshots of images and have students work on those in Blackboard on the whiteboard. Students love to write on the whiteboard, so anything that you can do that will give them the opportunity to do that, they will be so excited about. And there are any kind of graphic organizer, any kind of writing prompt you can put onto your slide, use on the whiteboard, and allow students to interact with that. Now there are games that you can play or that students can play. Connect 4. You can have them give primary thoughts and move around objects to be able to put them in order. You can move objects onto scraps of paper. You can have them do matching with word banks. You can have them use highlighters to be able to mark up or circle for word searches. And having these in your office hour will students absolutely love them. Need to erase that one. Students love being able to come in, play games. This is another version of a chessboard. You can use the clip art, have some symbols, and let each student be their own symbol. And you can use virtual die to be able to do quizzing, to be able to do review, to be able to let them practice and interact with the whiteboard. Here's some algebra tile problems so that students can see visually how it works, and then you can build your own. We have games like Muggins, boxes, where students complete the box and then put their initials into the box. These would need to be smaller so that they can get scores. We have Battleship, and you can show what's been hit. Checkers, Mastermind, sums of 10, phonics tiles, maps. These are really fun. You can do a lot with maps. You can have students do math problems. You can have students write on the whiteboard, and then you can save it as a PDF that will include all their information. You can see this is back from 2007. I've been using Elluminate and Blackboard for a very long time. You can put prompts up and have students draw on the whiteboard. You can have them provide information about themselves through open-ended questions. You can use the mask to be able to do riddles. Quizzes. You can have them use the poll responses to be able to respond to quizzes. Shapes, more matching. Class activity and discussion. Geometry games where you can link to them and the students can go and play those. Using masks to put information out there. Examples of using a USB microscope, and you can just drop those images onto the page. Instruction on DNA, and then matching parts of a human body, instruction, and then matching wherever those would need to go. Soil layers, matching. You can use a highlighter tool to be able to demonstrate where the layers are, and they could even label them. Periodic table, you could have them fill in their own as a group project. Watching movies, filling in blanks, sorting and organizing those. There are so many things that you can do. So now it's time to practice, to really get in, to dive in, to spend time in your classroom so that you can begin to become comfortable in the online learning environment. It has been a pleasure getting you started. I look forward to our live session together, and you can look for more videos in the upcoming weeks. Happy learning!